It's Wife Strut Wednesday, and oh my gosh, it is such a pretty day outside. This is why I'm over here sitting by the window. I just had to open it up. You know when it's beautiful outside and you're like, open up these windows. I don't know if I got that from my grandma, but she used to be like, let the fresh air in. Because side note, if you never open the windows and let the fresh air in, I feel like it's just circulation of the air that you breathe in the AC that may or may not filter it, which is kind of freaking disgusting. Just saying. So opened up the windows, ran in, left on my work top, right? But put on my comfy pants. Don't judge me. You know how we have the thing where it's like, hey, when you walk in the house, what's the first thing that you take off? I take off my pants. Sometimes I just feel restricted. Now I know the other ladies, you're like, that bra has to come off. And while I'm here for that, we all know when the bra comes off, we ain't doing nothing else for the night. And I couldn't commit to that just yet. So here we are on Wife Strut Wednesday, and I'm talking to you about hey, it is Wife Strut Wednesday, as you know. And so today I just wanted to talk briefly, in case you didn't already get it, with the title that this girl got a new iPhone. Oh yeah. You know, I don't know why I'm always singing things. Anyway, this has been a long time coming. This thing is huge, right? I feel like it's a Zach Morris phone. Like I need to have a moment. It's just thinner. I switched from having my iPhone 6S to this XR because of course they were having this special or whatever that made it worth the while. But before I had that, my battery was crap and I'd have to walk around with the side battery pack or side cord, or everywhere I went, in the bedroom, in the office, in the kitchen, in both cars, we had a plug just in case. Y'all know the struggle. So I decided that because they were having a special, my husband's been harassing me about it, my dad's been talking crap on the side, I'm like, okay, let's go check out this whole phone concept and see if I can get something new. So got one. I'm always very apprehensive about the process because I'm indecisive, even though I like to have options, and I didn't know which one I was gonna pick. I went ahead with the white back because it looked real clean. Somehow I've managed to turn on the light, as y'all see, and on any other time I would never be able to turn the light on. So now it's about how I turn it off. Have no idea. I thought the process was gonna be crazy. As always, you have to go home. I have some bad experiences because the last time I switched my phone, I went home, and then when I tried to sync it, it couldn't pull all my text messages over, and that's really important to me, even though I wish I could print them all because I'm that girl, sentimental and whatnot, that likes to keep text messages and read back through them, even though when they're on my phone, I never read back through them really, but when I lose them, I just feel like a part of me and the history of whoever I was interacting with is gone, and judge me, I don't care. Anyway, so this time the process was super smooth. They did all the stuff in store. The cloud actually worked out for me, even though now it's saying I have no more memory on my cloud, but enough to get everything pushed over, and I walked out of there with everything syncing, all my photos there, everything working, and I guess it's semi-happy camper. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to make my finger slide accordingly on this big old screen. I gotta get one of those things on the back so I can make sure I can slide my finger in it. But I just got my case in and it is so swanky. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it has like iridescent coloring there. So that makes me happy. I had gotten a privacy screen because I am not here for this. Why can't you see everything on my phone? I like to be able to not have it seen. Also, I have migraines, so I like to keep it dim in the lighting, but that privacy screen also helps with dimming, and then I don't have to worry about spiked migraines in the middle of the night or whatever because of the sensitivity to the screen light. But when I ordered it in Amazon, it actually came before the case and it was already cracked. How do you get something to try to prevent your screen from cracking? And it's cracked when you get here. So we're on a little bit of delay, but I'll get it soon. Anyway, so that was the process for the phone. Not that y'all really care, but if you're interested, Apple Store was having a deal, so they'll give you some money for a trade-in, which is much more money than if you just give them your phone for a portion, because of course it's not going to anything else. So did that. My husband was super happy. He kept being like, are you happy about your phone? Are you happy about your phone? And I'm like, yo, it's just a phone. Yeah, I guess I'm happy about it. What I am happy about is how many more apps I can put on my phone and try out. Y'all know for the website, I try to keep up-to-date apps that can be helpful for you as a person, for your relationship with marriage, for career stuff. So it allows me to try out a lot of things without having to play the game of like, is there enough memory? I mean, like real talk, every time I go to try to put a new app on, I click it and I just hope and wait and breathe and not breathe and be like, is it gonna load? And then it says it's loaded. I'm like, yes, that means I still had memory, even though it's, you know, teetering whether it's gonna work when I open it or how long it will function. So really excited about that. Something else that's kind of been sitting with me is, why is it that my husband wanted me to get a phone so badly? And he always talks so much junk about, you know, your phone is so slow and all that. And, you know, as I thought about it, I'm like, he really could care less. It doesn't benefit him if I have a better phone or not. But like, the reality is that he wants the best for me. And if ever there was an opportunity, as frugal as he is, and as much as if I said, oh, I want this, he's like, how much does that cost? When it came to the phone, because he just felt like it was something that I needed to have an upgrade on, he wasn't talking prices, which is really weird for my husband. But he's like, you need that, you need something that functions, and you need to not be having to worry about whether you're gonna lose charge or what have you. So I really appreciate him for that. Shout out to you, honey. And some other things have kind of been sticking with me, because my husband's been like, you're so moody sometimes. And I'm like, excuse you? Excuse me, what did you say? I'm moody. And so I'm not moody. Sometimes I guess I'm freaking moody. And that's not cool. I don't like moody people, because I feel like you can't determine how you should be in interacting with them until you figure out which mood they're in. So I've been trying to narrow down what it is. I know there's hormonal changes, and that's not an excuse, like that's legitimate stuff, right? With PCOS and just being a woman, our hormones sometimes are up and down. And so trying to figure out what it is that can balance that. I'm tired all the time. I'm exhausted all the time, right? If I have a migraine, of course I'm gonna be moody, because I can't even tolerate me, let alone the throbbing in my head. But thank God that has been better. But I've tried to like narrow down, okay, like what are the moments that are causing the moodiness, and how is that impacting my interaction with him? And today something just came to me when I was watching a show. There was a lady who was going to pass. She was in the hospital, and her and her husband had been going back and forth, kind of arguing about something silly, like, I want you to get my cell phone. And he's like, it's a blizzard, I'm not gonna go get your cell phone, you can just use my phone. And she's like, but I need to call the kids. He's like, my phone has their number. And she's like, yeah, but they might not answer for you, but they would answer for me, and they need an update. And he's like, here's the phone, I'm not coming back, I'm going to the Airbnb, I'll see you in the morning, what have you. Long story short, she was not probably gonna make it through the night. And so one of the doctors was so adamant about wanting to go get in touch with her husband so that he could make sure that he didn't have his last words of such a silly fight. And I thought that was very significant, because in theory it was a small moment, but in life those small moments pop up all the time, right? So my husband says I'm moody, so we get in this little tit for tat that turns into this whole thing sometimes. It's like, it was nothing, it really was nothing, but like I was like, what did you say? Y'all know how we do, right? So I'm just done. And so then the husband came, and it kind of brought back memories to the original doctor that was going to go find him, because he was saying it was just a stupid fight, like don't spend so much time in life. And you know, I had some advice from Ms. Carolyn. You know, I talked to you guys about her before, and she was saying if she could look back on the time that her and her husband had now that he has passed, she would have spent so much less time, which she said was just wasted time on the arguments for nothing, right? That just, you can't get that back. And so, you know, people always say the key to marriage, like, oh, make sure you never go to bed mad. And I'm like, get your life. Listen, everything can't be fixed. Sometimes you're gonna go to bed mad. And I mean, I think that's true, but I think from a more mature place, it's not that they're saying don't go to bed mad because everything can't be solved, but like what's essential, like what's important, like is it worth holding on to that one, or is it okay to just say, hey, I know this is not fixed, but we're at a stopping point, a pause point, and we're gonna get back to that, but I still love you as a person, and I'm, you know, glad that we're together, and I'd rather fight with no one else or have a dispute with anyone else but you, but I'm not gonna try to, you know, nudge you or like throw a pillow on you while you're asleep because I'm angry. But you know, I think in my head, like that's what we're really saying when they say don't go to bed mad. Like don't let the small things fester into other things. My friend Brittany, shout out to you, Brittany, had said one time her and her husband were on this thing, like if this is not gonna matter in 5 years, let's not make it matter after the next 5 minutes. I hope I didn't mess that up, girl, but she had said something to me like that, and I mean, like that's really smart. Like in the grand scheme of things, this moment that she's like, oh my gosh, I'm not willing to give, I'm not willing to let that go, is it worth it? Because will it matter in 5 years? If it won't, like let's get past these next 5 minutes. So though I have not been able to implement that in the greatest fashion in my life, I think it's a really good perspective. So because of this moment in the show that I was watching, when he was saying, you know, he just wanted that couple to be able to replace that moment. He said his whole life, when he had his own experience, he wished that he would have been able to say sorry to his wife because when she passed, they had had a stupid argument. And he goes, and I realized it wasn't that I needed her to know that I was sorry. I needed her to know that I loved her smile, you know? And so now my question to myself is it a possibility to maybe how can I get myself out of that moment and notice that if this isn't gonna matter in 5 years, let's not let it matter past 5 minutes. Like, how can I pull myself out of the foolishness of the moment? Because I can't control the other part or the other side, and I think sometimes you're like, not today. But I think that there's another way. So for me, what I've decided that I'm gonna try is in that 5 minutes, have the moment, whatever, but instead of pulling back and you kind of like isolating myself, how can I get out of the 5 minutes? I'm thinking maybe just like that doctor said, he wanted her to know that like he loved her smile. I'm sure she gave forgiveness because she knows that he was just irritated. He didn't need to say sorry. I think sometimes with our spouses, we like to know that, you know, the other person is remorseful, but it's the action, that not always the words, that let us know that there's sincerity and there's apology. So I'm gonna try when we get into a tip, especially something that just doesn't matter and it's not gonna matter 5 minutes from there, I'm gonna pull myself back and make myself note, what is it that I would want him to know that I love about him? Or what is it even for myself that I love about this guy that I married and said I do to forever? Because while people say you shouldn't never part ways in this whatever fashion, this is life, right? So sometimes things are gonna be unresolved, we're gonna be finished, and even if that was the last time, though you say I love you, maybe the embrace wasn't gonna be as much as it normally is. I don't think we can live our life trying to say every moment, if it was our last, how would it be? Like, yeah, that's great in theory, but that's on paper, right? We're humans. And so it's just, can we leave things in a way that we don't feel misrepresented, like us as the foundational character of who we are, right? So I'm gonna get back to you guys because this is just in my mind, it makes sense on paper, right? But I'm gonna let you know in the next argument, like, can I withdraw and just say, like, you know what I really love about you? You have the best smile. My husband has the best lips in life, right? And he has the best smile behind those lips, and to see them part is just amazing. He has the greatest look with the smallest eyes and the littlest cheekbones, right? And when he looks at me and he smiles, it changes my world, honestly. But sometimes I get so caught up in the ridiculousness that I can see all that and not even care. Don't smile at me, right? So I know I'm not by myself, but it's okay if I am, right? I'm just gonna work on that for myself, and maybe even take in those moments. In the beginning, I'm just gonna really try to think of those things, right? And in one of those days, I'm gonna tell him what it is that I love, right? So you know what? I really wanna snatch you right now. But what I love about you is that you have such a kind heart and you always want to see the best in me. We have different ways of getting there, right? You're sporadic as they come and you have these random topics, but what I love is that you care about my opinion, that you want to share things with me, because you could want to share things with somebody else. If you can outwife me, try. Just kidding, not really. But I'm gonna try my best at that. So leave some comments below and let me know, are there other things that you do to make sure that you don't take things past the 5 minutes or past that night, or how you get through the tough moments, even when they're the minute things, right? What are the tactics or strategies that you've tried? Because I love the concept of the 5 years, 5 minutes, but I know that doesn't play out in my world. So maybe this will help, maybe it won't, but I'd love to know what else it is that you guys are doing. It's Wife Strut Wednesday, and that's all I got. Talking about phones and how to get past these stupid moments of marriage that are gonna pop up with just relationships, of how we manage them. Until next time, wives, you be out there strutting. Strut your best, strut your way, because only you can strut. I'll be watching.